Well, good morning, everybody. This is Jen, Green Fiddle Pottery, and it's a beautiful day in Central Florida. Welcome to my channel, and thanks so much for watching. I have another kiln opening, which is amazing for me to have two in 2 days. What? That usually doesn't happen. I am not as productive a potter as so many of you all are. I wish I was, but I don't know that I'll ever be able to do 20 mugs in an hour or 50 mugs. If I do 3 in a day, I'm like, woo, jumping up and down. But that's okay. It's okay. I love what I'm doing. It's a wonderful journey, and thanks so much for being here. And so here's a kiln opening. This is all mugs and cups except for one refired dish. And I did have a sneaky peek, and I already see some problems. So yay. So let's get started and see what we got. So this was a cone 5, 30-minute preheat. I always do a preheat. I find that works really, really well in controlling pinholes. Maybe it just lets the clay and glaze breathe and get all that gas out before it starts to heat up. But it seems to work. So I do a cone 5 with a 10-minute hold, medium speed, and that 30-minute preheat. And I got a good cone 5. Next time I do a kiln, I want to do a cone 6 because I want to use a bunch of those more satin matte glazes by Mako, because I definitely want to get those specks. Oh, I really like that lilac and that blue speck. Ooh, I got to have it. So anyway, yeah, more glazes in my future. So the first thing I see is crawling. Yeah, lots of crawling. So I did this dragon, Celtic dragon. Ron wanted blue on blue, and he picked out the jungle gem. So this is speckled buff, not speckled buff, B mix with speckles. Because I got a bag of that to try, and I like it. Anyway, so this is sky over the blue underglaze, and this was a stencil. This was actually a stencil that I rolled into the clay when it was wet. Again, I hand build everything. I wish I could throw. I've seen a centering tool that looks pretty interesting. I might try to get that and see if that helps, because that's my biggest issue with throwing is I cannot center. I try, and all I do is end up making a big, huge mess. So yeah, and hurting myself. So I might try that centering tool and try again. Otherwise, hand building is what I do. Anyway, so the jungle gem that Ron wanted me to use is called Lagoon Blue. And he picked it out last week when we were at the clay store. And so that's what this is. If you can see it. It's kind of hard to see it. But the sky on the inside crawled. I have crawling a bunch. So it's going to have to be refired because I poured it in. I decided I try to save myself a little time. Instead of brushing it, I poured it, and but I was real careful about wiping out the excess, but it still did it. So it's pretty, but it's going to have to be refired. So yeah. So up on the shelf it goes. Then I did a couple of horsey mugs. Not what I was hoping for. No, that's not crawling. So this also be mixed with speckles. The horse, you can see him. So I did black underglaze on the horse, also a stencil, and then put snow over top, thinking that the black would come through. And it did, but not great. Then the jungle gem I used, this is called Smoke and Fire jungle gem. I think it's been discontinued. And on the inside, it Not what I expected. I thought I'd give it a try. It was cheap because it's discontinued. But maybe somebody will like it. There's nothing wrong with it. Just, not very dark. Wow. Then I did another horsey mug. This one looks better. I did white on black. But what I did was I did black engobe. I did the black engobe. And then I put the white underglaze over the black engobe, and then I just put zinc-free clear over the whole thing. And that horse turned out a lot better. And it's just black on the inside, so it's not stunning, but okay. Maybe I should have used more white. But again, maybe somebody will like it. I hope so. Now this, how'd this turn out? This turned out good. So I did a tree house or fairy house mug. With a little mushroom on the thumb rest. That feels pretty good. And that turned out pretty well. So this glaze, this is just texture rolled into the slab to make the mug. And this glaze is Laguna's Turkish Amber. And I really, really recommend this glaze because it is gorgeous. It's a beautiful color. It's very glassy and smooth. I rarely see it pinhole. And you only need 2 coats and it's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. It's kind of hard the light might not be the best. I'll have to look and see what I see. But yeah, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous clear celadon. It's just a beautiful color. And this mug was very, very rough because of the texture. And now it just feels like glass. It's just so smooth and glassy. So yeah, Laguna Turkish Amber. I have birch on the inside. And then this is holly green on the door and the little window boxes. And then marigold in the windows. And then a couple of stroking coats, ruby slippers and silver lining on the mushroom. But yeah, that's a seller. That one will sell. I think that's a really nice mug. Let me know what you think. 'Cause I don't think I've ever seen any of you guys use Turkish Amber. And it's just really a great glaze. So if you can't get Coyote's root beer, try this. Try the Turkish Amber. I think you will be very pleased with it. Now, this is my first, my first flask. Yeah. I decided to use 2 glazes that I haven't used in a long time. I think Sousa put out there on the school chat to try glazes we haven't tried in a long time. And I figured since this is my first flask and it's probably not going to work anyway, I will try this. So this is 3 times lustrous jade. I was hoping that the tree of life would come through better. It did not. It's pretty well obscured. And then I did ancient jasper, thinking I'd get this coppery looking, which isn't bad. I'll have to look at it in the sun. And then I just poured clear on the inside and then put some ancient jasper around the inside there. But it totally obscured pretty much everything. But didn't pinhole. So, but the ancient jasper kind of ran over the lustrous jade here and just ate it. And, yeah, so not great. But it is my first flask, so let's see. Let me get my thing. Let's see if any of these will work. So my husband got me these. Well, he didn't get them for me. He actually bought a bottle of rye whiskey, and it came with this wonderful stopper. Clear glass, beautiful. And I thought, oh, I should try that. And it fits, kind of. So not bad. And since it's clear glass, I can reuse it. It's a little loose. Let's see what some of these other do. Oh, that one actually fits. That one actually fits. Look at that. I'll be darned. That's cool. This one probably doesn't. So now he's saving me corks. He's saving me these kind of corks for trying this stuff. That's it. All right. This one actually fits really well. Look at that. So my first flask, I will try again. And the ancient jasper is not bad, but now that I see that it obscures and it runs over, I won't make that mistake. So yeah, experiment, not bad. I love the glass stoppers, but it didn't quite fit. So I will continue that experiment. Put that over there. So that's one shelf done. Let me pause while I change my shelf. Okay, I'm back. So I only have one other shelf because it's mugs, and this is a small kiln. This is a Scut 818, so it meets my humble needs. Have another cone on the bottom. This time I used the right cone. No pile of poo. So this is a refire. It's better. The companion to the other fairy dishes, flower fairies. It's better. It's good enough. Somebody will buy that. I think so. And that was succulent. 3 times succulent. So now I got a couple of refires that hopefully are fixed. Yay. This one is. So this is a commission, actually. There's 2 mugs in here that are commissions for a friend that he saw. I made this once before. It sold right away. And he contacted me through Facebook and said, oh, could I have those mugs? And I said, well, they're already gone. He said, can you make me those mugs? And I'm like, maybe. So I did. And this turned out really pretty. Really, it's even prettier now than it was before because of the refiring. All spectrum. Inside is Amico, Flux Blossom. And then the outside is Bougainvillea and Shallot and Sunrise and Fuzzy Peach. And look what it did. Oh my goodness, it ran down, didn't run off. Yay. But look how pretty. Oh my goodness, that turned out so pretty. Wow. That is gorgeous. That really is gorgeous. Absolutely. So pleased with that. Gotta love those Spectrum floating glazes. Wow. They just do amazing. And I had to refire because it had a little tiny crawling spot right in here. It's gone. It's fixed. It's beautiful. So, hallelujah. And then here's his other one. Also had a little tiny crawling spot. It's gone. Yay. Also looks a little different now, but still pretty. Honey Flux on the inside. Gosh, the Louisiana Bayou turned almost black this time. And floating turquoise. Honey Flux in the middle, and then Monet's Pond around here. And look what it did. Float even more. Really turned out pretty. The Monet's Pond here stayed pretty much the same, but here it got more pastel. And then the inside's got some really, really pretty feathering. So yeah, it just got darker, but it's still pretty. Still really pretty. And did not flow off the pot. So, yahoo! Really pleased with that. That's the other one you wanted. And then I have, oh, that's pretty. Okay, that's really pretty. I did a mermaid mug. Underglazes and zinc-free clear here on the mermaid. Dark teal, a pink flamingo, I think. The brown or the desert sand for her skin. And she's got a little face. You can see her face. Isn't she pretty? Yeah, she's pretty. And then on the inside, I did Spectrum's Spanish moss. That's Spanish moss on the inside. And then on the outside, I did Glacier. And that's Spanish moss here on the handle. And I did Glacier. And there's a little overlap of the Spanish moss and the Glacier, and you can see it. It's pretty. It's like a feathering. And then these are Sunrise. The shells are Sunrise. That is a pretty mug. That turned out gorgeous. I don't see any pinholes. You can see the texture. It broke beautifully over the texture. And I think the mermaid is just gorgeous. Really pretty. So happy with that. Okay, that turned out all right. So I did a fairy on the bookshelf. So this bookshelf was a roller from De La Designs, and the fairy was a stencil that I put on. And I just underglaze paint and zinc-free clear paint the books. And then I put pink pixie on her wings here. And I'm very happy that it didn't flow into her, so that her wings showed up. That's great. Sitting on the books. And she's cute. And then I did kind of the same thing. I did Glacier for here. And I think I did the same thing inside. Spanish moss with Glacier on the inside. And again, this is B mixed with speckles. And then I did speckled buff engobe down here and on the bottom. And that turned out nice. Got a little thumb rest. So yeah, happy with that. That will sell. Or I may just have to keep it because it's pretty. And my mugs are getting very light, so a slab roller is a beautiful thing. All right, 2 more. Okay, so this is what I was working on during the confab, from the school confab. This is my kitty on the moon. So the kitty and the moon are stroke and coat, silver lining. And some stroke and coat on the paws, because there's 2 paws. 2 little paws. And then obsidian 3 times, and blue hydrangea once, just obsidian on the inside for the night sky. And I think that turned out pretty well. Happy with that. Again, it's speckled bee mix. Oh, got a little spot there, I forgot. That's okay, it's on the outside. I like it. I really like it. And the handles are big enough to put three fingers in. Getting better with my handles. So yeah, kitty on the moon. Like it. Those turned out, that turned out. And the last one, mushroom mug. Okay, it's all right. Again, 2 coats of the Laguna Turkish Amber. Beautiful, soft, just so smooth and glossy, and just feels like glass. Oh dear. Oh wow. Crack. Handle crack. Bummer. I wonder if I refire it, if it'll work. Guess I'll give it a try. And then stroking coats on the mushroom, except the brown is birch. Birch on the inside. Oh, yeah. Well, bummer. I'm going to try to refire it and see what happens with this crack. Maybe it'll fix it, because it doesn't go all the way through. It's just like right around here. And see what happens. If it fixes it mostly, I'll keep it for myself. So that's it for this kiln. We're taking a trip for 3 weeks, so we won't be back. But and I know it's been a bit. It's been since March since I put out Kiln Openings, but now I put out 2 in 2 days. So, wow, which is amazing for me. But when we get back, I will start making more stuff. I just wanted to mention that in my videos, you will probably hear a different song or tune every single time, at the beginning and at the end. That's because I'm also a songwriter and a musician. And I figure it's my channel, it's my video, why not? I have a lot of music that I've recorded in past life. And so yeah, so I will put either one from my solo CDs or one from my band or one of my former bands, just to kind of mix it up. And I hope you enjoy them. Let me know. Let me know. I mean, maybe you'll find them boring and nobody will want to listen, but I hope you do, because my music is important, and I think music is also an important art. But, you know, we all have our strengths. And I know that many of you, several of you anyway, I know are musicians, that you've mentioned it. Kendall from Bunnyfoot, she said she's a musician and a singer. Audrey Lynn Byrne, I know she's in an orchestra. I've seen videos of her. So if you think that's something that you might enjoy, please stick around to the end and listen to the entire song. I'm not sure which song will be in this one. I just kind of choose it as I'm editing the video. The one I did yesterday was a tribute to a dear friend who recently passed away. So yeah, so all the songs that I put out there will be songs that I have written or one of my band members has written. They'll be always originals. So thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you guys soon. And I look forward to really getting to know a lot of you guys on the school chat. And I will be watching your videos while I am on vacation, because I will be taking my iPad with my YouTube channel so that I can watch everybody. And hopefully I will get to Pottery Supply House as well. So anyway, thanks so much for joining me, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Good morning, good morning, good morning in May. I heard a young man to a single lady say, pick you up, pretty Katie, and go along with me across the blue mountains to the Allegheny. I'll buy you a horse, love, and a saddle to ride. I'll buy me another to ride by your side. We'll stop at every tavern and drink when we are dry. And across the blue mountains go Katie and I. Steps her mother, and angry was she. Oh daughter, he is no good for thee. Besides, there are many more handsome than he. Let him take his own self to the Allegheny. Oh mother, he's the man of my heart, and it would be too hard for me and my love for to part. I will be his own wife, as anyone can see, and along with him I'm going to the Allegheny. So good morning, good morning, good morning in May. I heard a young man to a single lady say, pick you up, pretty Katie, and go along with me across the blue mountains